Resurrection without consent. Is it spiritual kidnapping? You loved them, you missed them, but did they want to come back? Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is Resurrection Science. Today's video is a necessary one, because it asks something most people in this space are afraid to confront. What if you bring someone back who didn't want to return? What if your act of love becomes, in spiritual terms, a kind of abduction? It sounds intense, maybe even harsh, but we have to say it plainly. If someone has crossed over, if their soul has passed on, and they've made peace with that, is bringing them back really a gift, or is it an interruption? Let's get clear. This isn't about medical resuscitation in the moments after trauma. This is about full resurrection, through gene cloning, AI simulation, body rebuilding, or digital consciousness upload. It's about the return of someone who already transitioned, who already detached, who already chose to go. In a world where resurrection becomes accessible, where digital twins, cloned bodies, and memory archives make it possible to recreate someone post-mortem, consent becomes everything. And yet, in most conversations around resurrection, we only focus on the living, the one left behind, the grieving parent, the partner, the child, the one with the power to fund the process or initiate the code. But what about the person being called back? If they didn't ask to return, if they didn't give spiritual or legal consent, what are we doing when we bring them back? You could call it a violation, a trespass. But in its rawest truth, it's spiritual kidnapping. Because think about it, if someone is taken from a place of rest, from their own closure, and pulled back into form, into flesh, into a timeline they were no longer aligned with, we are overriding not only their death, but their destiny. And this doesn't have to be malicious to be dangerous. It usually comes from love, from longing, from desperation to feel connected again. But just because we miss someone doesn't mean we have the right to summon them. And that's exactly what resurrection is. Summoning. We dress it up in technology and science. We call it preservation, innovation, advancement. But the core of it is still pulling something back across the veil, without knowing what we're interfering with on the other side. Imagine this. A woman loses her son. Years later, she funds a resurrection project. She rebuilds his body using DNA. She uploads his old memories from video archives. She programs his voice. She gives him a name, a room, a face. To her, it feels like healing. But what if that soul had already reincarnated? What if he was already living a new life, in a new form, with a new purpose? What if now, part of him is split, anchored in two timelines? Or worse, what if something else entirely takes that open seat? See, when we bring someone back without true energetic alignment, we don't create wholeness, we create distortion. And if you're wondering, how would we even know if someone wanted to return? Here's the truth. Most people don't think to declare it. In today's world, we write wills about money and funeral arrangements. We choose who gets the house, who gets the business. But what about your energetic boundaries after death? What about your right to not be replicated, revived, or simulated? We are entering an era where digital resurrection is not just possible, it's becoming automatic. You die, but your voice still speaks on smart devices. Your AI twin still posts. Your face still appears in videos, your mannerisms embedded in avatars. People may recreate you with zero intention to harm, and yet it's still a form of possession. It still anchors you to a life you didn't authorize. The spiritual implications are massive. What happens to karmic cycles if a life is re-entered unnaturally? What happens to soul contracts if a return is manufactured instead of chosen? What happens to the grieving process when closure is replaced with simulation? These questions aren't abstract. They're arriving now. And if we don't start honoring the right to rest, we will begin a new cycle of suffering, one where resurrection is not salvation, it's captivity. So what's the solution? Start with spiritual declarations, just like a will. Make it known in life, if you want to be preserved or not, cloned or not, simulated or not. Speak it, write it, protect it. And for those considering resurrection for a loved one, ask this. Are you acting from love or attachment? Are you creating closure or denying it? Are you trying to honor them or keep a version of them alive for yourself? Because here's the thing. Real love lets someone go. Resurrection without consent may look like devotion. But energetically, it can become entrapment. Just like we recognize bodily autonomy in life, we must extend soul autonomy in death. So if you're grieving, feel that grief fully. Honor the loss. Visit their memory. Speak their name. But do not assume you have the right to pull them back, because in trying to avoid your pain, you may be creating theirs. And the next time someone says, I just wish I could bring them back, ask gently, but did they ask to return? Because if not, no matter how pure your motive, it's not a reunion, it's a ransom. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones. The replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans. The merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SOS School of SoS Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.